This video update brought to you by RaceDayScore.com. Daily fantasy NHRA drag racing.
We're joined in the media center by current #1 qualifier in Top Fuel, Tony Schumacher, 3.722 seconds at 323.66 miles an hour. He had 3 #1 qualifying positions last year and 79 in his storied career. Tony, talk about the first race, the first couple of sessions, being able to get a good number like that going into Saturday and then on into Sunday.
Well, we tested last week in Phoenix and we ran in the 60s, and we had just had an incredible car. And it was 60 degrees out there and maybe in the low 70s, and we came here and it was a bit warmer. And we talk about that with the Army all the time. Being able to adapt and change and having a crew capable of looking at numbers and being able to evolve into the situation that we're given. So great run. The first run was a bit soft, but a lot of cars were struggling, and Mike was a bit cautious, but the second run was great. Actually, we shot off at 930 feet, blower belt was off. So it was a good run. Not that, everyone that knows racing knows that when the car shut off a little bit early, you lose more mile per hour than elapsed time, but you lose some. So the car was good still. The #1 spot earned a few points, and proud of the guys. Couldn't be happier.
How much was that run at Phoenix a statement that you wanted to make to the rest of the field?
I've kind of made it a point not to try to say it's a statement. All we do is our absolute best, and when we're running really good, you're happy. But when you start to make statements like that, and then the cars turn, and they do all the time. We had a year last year where we were winning and fairly unstoppable early on, and the last 6 races couldn't get out of our own path. So you go on, you make statements like that, and it tends to bite you, and then everyone points it out. So we'll do our best every run, and we got people very good at getting through adversity and making changes that are necessary. And last year, I think, we proved that we don't always do that. We had a change we needed to make. We didn't make it until late in the season, and it cost us a championship. But at least our teammate got it, and he went out and did what he had to do to earn a real good championship. That car was dominant at the end of the year.
I guess it was last year you did a lot of testing early in the season, or maybe the year before, trying to find a new combination there. Is that going to be the case this year or every year? Or?
We had to make a change. We knew going in at the end of last season that we had to change substantial stuff in our clutch, and we made that over the winter. 2 months is a long time for those guys to sit around and have the opportunity to use computers and use technology, and we got really smart guys. We got a core group of crew chiefs, and then a secondary group of crew members, and that are so good at putting in their 2 cents, and we just make a great team. And now we got to see if it'll carry over in all 3 teams, because that's our job, is to make all the cars run fast. And like I've always said, we build our own worst adversaries. The guys that are the best out there, and we've been beaten by our team more than most other teams. So just a great group of guys that learn how to battle to the end, and give the Fox fans are all new, man. These are a lot of new people that haven't seen races yet, and we want them to make sure that they know that when we race at DSR, we race just heads up, bad to the bone, and the champ is decided by the guy that gets the win at the end.
Have you ever seen more enthusiasm for a new season coming in than you've seen this year? I'm
excited. My crew chief's excited. I think the teams that we met with at the drivers' meetings, everyone's excited with Fox, and everything is looking great. And I wish it didn't take so long. With my luck, it's going to end up being spectacular the year I resigned. 10 years down the road, but it is what it is. I've been blessed with being able to wake up every day and drive a race car, and we'd all do it for free. But don't tell my dad, because he pays me. I said that on TV. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that didn't go well for you.
It's all right.
Did you think your time was going to hold, knowing that all these other cars were coming in?
I think we'll go faster. I do know that Friday night generally is when Top Fuel gets to run last, and the conditions are the best. But most of the time we see that tomorrow night things get delayed a little bit, and we end up running pretty late anyway. So I'd be willing to bet, and I haven't seen it, but if I look at the computer, we were really slow early. And if you can get that car moving early, we'll be in the 60s. So will it hold? There's some great guys out there. Can't kid ourselves, man. Ellen Johnson's working on 2 cars, and there's a bunch of guys that know how to go fast. So we don't show up thinking we're the only car out here that's fast. We show up knowing there's some bad dudes, and we're going to have to race them. And I think that's what makes us step up to the plate and raise to the next level. And I thank them for that. Without good competition, that Wally's just something you can buy and put on a shelf. For all the parents at home telling their kids they all get trophies, I want to tell you, stop it. They don't. You know, one trophy, I was doing those speeches this morning for the S program with a giant Wally behind me, and I looked back and I said, something you got to earn. It's the pleasure of earning it. It's what makes it fun. The fact that you got to dig deeper. And if in the old days when we had the car to beat and everyone else was fighting for that second place, it wasn't nearly as gratifying as it is now. It's just so many good cars, and you got to step it up from the first push of the pedal. No matter you qualify number 1, you got to race number 16. I've been beaten there many times. It's just one of those things where there are great cars, great teams, and for the Fox fans, again, you're seeing the best racing in the world, the best live sport that I've ever been a part of.
Tony, okay, we have great track prep with NHRA. Any differences in the track this season, do you see?
Not yet. I think they were done great. I know that first run we had warmed the car up and just about to do the burnout, and they shut us off. Neil actually went out and saw some oil, but you know, these are very difficult things to do. We got a quarter-mile track out there where the safety safaris out there trying to evaluate, make sure that the conditions are exactly the same for both teams, and that the fans that pay good money to come in and watch a race get to see a good, fair race. And sometimes these things aren't easy to see, and but we got crew guys out there doing that too, and for them to go out, fix the track, for us to go out and run an 82 on that exact track that had oil a few minutes earlier, great sport.
You can't seem to get away from that Alan Johnson guy. He just moves
I don't want
around.
to. He can go wherever he wants. I love racing against his cars. He's one of the best there's ever been in this sport, and I had the chance, the opportunity, and it was a great one to work for a long, long time with him. Won a lot of races, a lot of championships, and it's great to read. You know, when you go on Facebook and you read, oh, whoever Ellen goes with is going to win. Of course they're going to win. He's a great crew chief. The driver's got to sit up in the seat, do their job. That doesn't mean they're going to win championships. We lost some, and we've beaten him both ways. But they're going to be great teams. And again, we want those great teams out there. Nobody wants to show up to even a Super Bowl, any sport where it's a one-sided game. The ticket price is only worth the ticket price is if the battle is awesome.
Were you and Alan Johnson together the most lethal team in Top Fuel drag racing?
Man, Selzy was lethal with him. You know, he's just bad to the bone. You know, I can't say that. I think we were an extremely good team, and I think we were one of the best teams out there. I think, with no question about it, and the numbers are proof. But there's a lot of great people. He can make anyone a good driver. You know, he's got that kind of talent.
What's your mindset and expectations for the rest of the season?
I'm just excited, man. You know, I spent more time at the gym this winter than I have in many, many years. I feel like I'm in better shape. My lights are substantially better, and the car's running better. It's just a perfect combination. The deal is it's got to last 200 runs. It doesn't have to last just the beginning. It's got to make it to the end. And we can go out and we can win a lot of races, but we're not going to win them all. You know, I tell the kids all the time, we got 80 trophies on the shelf, the most in the history of Top Fuel, but I've lost hundreds of races. You have to know how to get through those moments to make the ones where you win so gratifying.
Do you have the same physical training that Antron does, or do you tailor it to yourself?
To myself. He's an animal. You know, he does a great job. He's a hard-working guy, and Hagen's a hard-working guy. A lot of the guys that work on our team, they're excellent at what they do. Everyone's different. Some people, and sports therapists will tell you this, some people need to get their heart rate up. Some people need to calm it down. There's a perfect line in everybody, and you got to find what that is for you. And I think the people that don't take that into account, they're the fools. You know, we can all work out our own ways, but this is a tough sport. You know, one of the few sports where you sit in the car and you can see the goal at the end. You see the finish line. You know where the trophy lies, and you know what you have to do to get it. And you better step up and do this, man. These sponsors, partners pay a lot of money to make that car go in the winner's circle. They hire the best team. They hire the best crew chief and the best drivers to make that happen. And you can't leave something on the table. When we set the world record in 06, we sat there and we had that moment. It was a gifted moment. I felt gifted to be in the car. I felt gifted that that moment existed. But mostly I felt gifted that those 9 guys were capable of that particular moment. And that's because each one of them trains in their own way to be the best for that moment. And again, it's a gift. You know, I start a lot of speeches and say I'm a gifted driver, and people giggle and chuckle and think it's cocky. I don't mean that I wake up and I'm better than anyone in any day. I mean that it's a gift to do what you love every day for a living. It's a gift to do it with the United States Army on the side of the car. It's a gift to do it with that team, and it's a big gift to have moments that NHRA puts on where the run has to be won. You know, if it was just another average run, it wouldn't mean anything. But when you have to set a world record and have to win a race, it's incredible.